Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the most forgiving recipe I know. Basically meaning that, y'all, you just cannot mess this up. Hi, I'm Melissa Diane, and today we are mixing up a fantastic soup. Y'all, this recipe is phenomenal. It is a sausage and black-eyed pea soup. The flavors are amazing. This is great for all cooks, especially a beginner cook. It looks like a lot of ingredients, y'all, but it's super simple. So let me show you what we're going to be starting with. We're going to start with some sausage, and any kind of sausage that you would like, about a pound of it, and we're going to chop this up in a minute, and then we're going to cook it up before we actually put it in our soup. It's going to start our soup. Now for your black-eyed peas, you need about just one small bag. You can use canned black-eyed peas. You can even use frozen black-eyed peas. I chose to use these because I had them. Now, if you use black-eyed peas that come in a bag, what you want to do is to take them and put them in a pot and fill that up with water and then let them sit overnight. So you cannot take peas that are like this right out of the bag and use them in a recipe. You need to soak those little guys overnight. So that's what I did, is I took them, here I go, and I soaked them overnight, and now they're all ready to use in our recipe today. But if you do not want to go to that trouble, then use frozen black-eyed peas or canned black-eyed peas. It works also extremely well in this recipe. You want to use some celery. I've got about 3 stalks here that we're going to chop up, 1 small onion, and then a can of some Rotel or some spicy tomatoes. I'm using the original today. If you don't want it too spicy, you can use the mild. And then for some green onions, you really only need 2 of these little guys because you're going to use all of them. Okay, so then you also want to have some broth, some chicken broth. And then for your seasonings, you can get creative. I'll show you what I'm using today that really seems to work well with this. I'm using a little bit of some garlic. There's about 4 or 5 cloves. And then for my seasonings, y'all, I just got some pepper. I've got some salt. I got some cumin. I've been using that lately, and I really do like the flavor. I hadn't used that before just a few months ago. So I've been trying to use some different spices. And then just some Cajun spice if you want to kick to this, since it has sausage and black-eyed peas. If you do this item here called Tony's, and I never can say the second part of Tony's name, so I just call him Tony's. And this is a Creole seasoning, just a little bit. I'll put a link for, you can get this on Amazon. I'll put a link for you. Only need a little bit of this though, y'all, because this goes a long way. And sometimes I can get a little too heavy-handed with this one, but it is fantastic. So we're going to start now by taking the sausage. We're going to cut it up, and the onion, we're going to chop it up, and then we're going to go back here and get this sausage all cooked up. So real quickly, before we head back there, I'm just going to show you how I do this, because if you're new and you've not been cooking a lot, sometimes I know when I first started cooking, I would have trouble with my timing and how do I get everything done and get it all mixed together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up and I'm going to slice up this sausage. And I don't want great big rings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to slice these sausage links down the middle. Now, one thing that I'm wanting to do, and along with my daughter, is I'm wanting to go take some little classes on knife skills, because I know I desperately need them. And you can go on YouTube and stuff, and you can find those, I guess, some videos, but I just want to go to a class. And we have a place here where I live, a kitchen store that does that. So I'm thinking about doing that. And if you've done anything like that, let me know. Or if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. And so I'm just going to take these, and the reason I split these up like this is then I like to slice them so the pieces aren't so big back here in this soup. And then what I'm going to do after I do that, I'll come back, after I've gotten these chopped up, I'll come back and I'm going to show you what I use to chop up my onions and my celery. I used to just do it with a knife, and then I thought, well, I'll use my great big, I have a big food processor, but I don't always want to get that big food processor out, y'all. because it's big and it's bulky and I got to clean the whole thing. So I have something else I use for that, and I'll have to show you. You're going to love it. What I've done is I went ahead and I have chopped up all of the sausage, okay? And I'm going ahead and putting it in the pot, because when I put this back over here on the stovetop, then I'm going to go ahead and cook it up and brown it up in this pot. And this will be the pot that we put everything else in for our soup. So I'm going to go ahead now and put this back here, and we'll get it turned on in just a few moments. And I think I may go ahead and just turn it on now while we're doing this. Hang on. There we go. Put this on just the lower part of medium. There we go, and then we can check on it. Now for my onions, this is what I do. And for some of these other items, instead of chopping them all up, I have this little thing. And this little guy, this is, if you do not have one of these, you can get this on Amazon. I'll leave you a link. This is just so much better than a great big food processor or having to chop them by hand. This little guy is a Ninja chopper. If you've never seen this, you're gonna love it. I've only had it for about a year. Someone on some video I was watching, they were talking about how great it was, and I thought, yeah, well, we'll try it. It's amazing, I love it. I use it for just about all my chopping. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is you put your onion in there, the big pieces. You sit this on top, and watch this. All you do is you just go, there you go, it's chopped, you're done. And now you can put it in your recipe. So there you go, you've got it. Now this little thing right here, this is another thing that I'll leave a link for you. This little thing is amazing. And oh, let me get a bowl. It's perfect for getting things out of your food processor or your little Ninja chopper here. Let me chop them just a little more. Here we go. You just stick it on there and just chop, chop, chop. There we go. And I love it, and the cleanup is easy. You just take this little thing out like this, and then you can just dump this straight into your recipe. But this little thing, the way it's shaped, I just found this by accident when I was out shopping with my daughter, and I picked this up. But I've seen this, I think I've seen this almost the exact same one on Amazon. Okay, and then just pop your little blade back in there, some big chunks of your onion. Because in this recipe, I don't want to have big chunks. I want them to be pretty finely chopped. Okay, stick this on. It's just so simple. It also helps if you have any problems sometimes with crying with onions, so you're not having to chop them. Because I'm wanting these to be pretty fine. There you go. So we've got just one more little batch. Let me check our sausage back here. It's doing good. Now, in the bottom of that, I did put just a little bit of olive oil. Not very much, but I put a little bit. Okay, so let's plop these in here. Let's get these all in. And please do not be, if you haven't cooked a lot, do not be intimidated by all of these different ingredients. Because this is an easy recipe. And what I love about it is I have made this a lot, many, many times over the last probably 3 or 4 years. And every time it's just fantastic. I just cannot mess up this recipe. Even if I tried, I don't think you can. Okay, so there's my onions. I'm going to sit those over here. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and I already have my green onions. I did chop those up. And then let's see, y'all. I'm just going to put right in here. I don't need to clean it out because it's all going to be mixed together anyway, right? But my celery, I'm just going to put this in some big chunks because in this recipe, I don't want to have a bunch of chunky celery, but I want that flavor. So I'm just going to put some big pieces in here. and give this just 1 or 2 little punches, and I believe it'll get me what I want. So let's stick it on there, stick this little guy on top. Let me look. Yep. Let's take a peek here and see. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to, let me see. I will go ahead and, I guess, put it in here. Let me see. No, I don't think I am. I think I'm going to put these right back in here because there's nothing else I need to chop up. And we'll just take it straight from here in a second into our recipe back here. Okay. All right, so let me clean this up and I'll meet you back at the stovetop. Our sausage now has all browned up, and your sausage is going to shrink a little bit when it's browning. And I like to get mine cooked really, really good. It has some of these pieces have like a little bit of some crust on them. I just like how that brings out some additional flavor. It's really, really nice. So we got our sausage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put in our onions. We're going to turn this up just a little bit. We're going to now mix that sausage in with those onions. And we're just going to stir this and we're going to cook this until those onions get kind of translucent. And what that means is, when they get to where you can kind of see through them and they get really nice and soft. And you can see why I wanted to really chop these onions up really fine. Now, once you have gotten your onions all mixed in, we're going to add in our celery. Here we've got our celery. A lot of times for recipes, I will take my onions and my celery and I will saute those and then add them to a recipe. But for this one, it's a little different. For this one, I'm trying to do this all in one pot, and I like to go ahead and just, instead of using 2 pots, go ahead and just brown up that sausage and then add everything to it. And y'all, I promise you, you're just going to absolutely love how this tastes. The flavors are pretty amazing. And then also now we're going to go ahead and put in our green onions. Now we're going to put in our garlic, and I've got about 4 or 5 cloves here. And for that garlic, you can chop that garlic up or mince it, or I just put it in my garlic press. And now before I go into putting more seasonings, we're going to go ahead and put in our peas. Okay? So here we go. Let's put that many in right now. And let's stir these in. Now remember, we're going to be putting some liquid in. And when this cooks, it's going to cook for at least an hour. It's going to go on low to get those peas to all finish up. Okay, but remember, these peas right here, I soaked them overnight. Also, using frozen peas is fine. I've done that before, or even canned black-eyed peas. I just had these in the pantry, and I thought, you know what, I need to use them. Just be sure if you take them out of a bag, you do soak them overnight. All right, now, once we've done that, we've got our peas all in there. We've added our garlic. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our tomatoes, our Rotel. Okay, so real quickly here, I want you to definitely use your Rotel tomatoes. I made a quick change here at the last minute. Like I told you, this recipe is extremely forgiving. I made a change at the last minute, and I put in some fire roasted tomatoes. The reason I did that is the sausage that I'm using. This is from, Jay got this sausage from one of his hunts, and this sausage has jalapeno cheddar cheese mixed in with that sausage. So it's already going to be plenty spicy for us. So I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to make that change. But if you're having regular sausage, y'all, please put in the Rotel so you can get that kick that you're wanting. Now, after we've done this, I'm going to go ahead and add my seasoning, and then we're going to add our chicken broth. So for our seasonings, I'm going to put in a little bit of salt. just across the top right here. It looks like a lot, y'all, but it's not, I promise. Now add a little bit of black pepper, just all across the top. That's it, just one time across. You don't want too much black pepper on this recipe since you're using all that Rotel. But just a little bit. Mix it up really good. Then just a little bit of some Cajun seasoning, just a little. You don't want too much, and I just go, that's it right there, that's all. Mix that up. It kind of just gives an extra little kick. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cumin. Again, just straight across the top. Now, once you get this, once you get your broth in here and this is cooked for about 15 minutes, you're going to want to taste it and see what might be missing. Okay, but I can promise you there's probably not much missing because these items that we're using right here, they already have so much flavor just on their own. Now, this recipe normally that I do, it calls for 4 cups of chicken broth, and that's going to be 1 whole container just like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this in here. Now, something while I'm mixing this up, I'll tell you, like usually it's just me and Jay, there's 2 of us, and this makes a lot of food, and it's a big soup. It's really, really good. And so I will take this and I'll show you when we get all done, but once I'm all done, I'll take this sometimes if we don't want to eat it, you know, the next night, and I will put it and I will vacuum seal this. I've got a nice, really nice vacuum sealer, and I will put this in a large bag and I'll flatten it out after I vacuum sealed it and put that in the freezer. And then y'all, when you want it, you just pull it out and you've got it. It's fantastic. We got all of our broth in there. So now what we do, we stir it up and we're going to leave this. Let me double check something. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to stir this up and I'm going to leave this on medium for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to turn it down a little bit and it's going to just cook for about an hour. It's going to simmer on a high simmer for about an hour. Here we are. We've been going now for about 10 minutes. Y'all, doesn't this look so pretty? This is going to be a beautiful soup, and oh my gosh, it's going to taste so good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm turning this down to a simmer. Let me get this down to a simmer. There we go. And then on and off, I'm going to just kind of taste it and see how it's doing. And if I feel like I need any extra seasoning, I can put some in while it's cooking. Don't wait till the end to taste it. Go ahead and taste it as it's cooking and while it's simmering. And you can add in like a little salt to enhance the flavor if you want to, a little more pepper. If you're using garlic powder instead of fresh garlic, go ahead and add a little more garlic in. Maybe add in some little Italian seasoning or something if you think it needs something else. But y'all, you just cannot mess this up. So here we go, and I'll see you back probably in about 45 to 50 minutes. Oh wow, y'all, look at this. Oh my goodness, this has just turned out so good. Now let's take a quick taste. Okay, so we are going to now reach in here. Oh y'all, this has just, it's turned out beautiful. So let's take a taste really quick and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, here we go. Oh y'all, these black-eyed peas, you can tell they're all nice and tender. Here we go. Y'all, every time I make this is so good. And like I said, you cannot mess this up. This is the easiest thing to make. It tastes fantastic. Please give it a try and let me know what you think. And be sure and check out that next video that's popping up. And I'll see you over there in a few minutes. Bye-bye.